Hello, my Panda Pals, and welcome back to another recap. Today is part 1 of what happened on Happily Ever After, Season 8, Episode 16. Let's get right into it. Sit down, buckle up, and let's go for a ride. Let's check in with Sophie and Rob. Sophie is out at the club. She's doing her best not to think about her scrub. I mean her husband. She tells us that she is out because she does not want to sit at home worrying about Rob, and she hopes that he has enough sense in that body of his to stay faithful to her despite all of their marital issues. She hits the bar with Kay and tells her that she is obviously worried about Rob getting into some shit because he's back at home where he has proudly said that he used to pump and dump a bunch of chicks.
If he was here, it'd be okay, but I know his past life in Kansas. If you knew, he admitted, he just didn't care about girls.
But she is choosing to hold back from texting him because she doesn't want to come off as too controlling. I get the desire to not want to come off jealous and controlling, but I mean, you can text him words that aren't jealous and controlling. That is within the realm of possibilities. So, I don't know, it kind of smells a little bit like a trap, which I don't like. Kay goes on to tell her that Sophie deserves to be with someone who makes her feel so secure that no matter where they are, whether they are together or apart, she does not feel that level of insecurity.
You need to have that level of trust.
Well, with me, whether it was Rob or anyone else, I'm gonna always have that fear because all my other relationships, they cheated on me.
As a person who was cheated on in, the first 4 relationships she was in, I get it. It is insanely difficult to get over those trust issues. I really think Sophie needs to take some time to just be single and work on self-acceptance, knowing her worth, and I think it'll make it easier for her in the future not only to spot the red flags, but also leave when she sees them. Instead of just explaining the behavior away because he's hot and calls her pretty.
I don't get why you want to keep working out with him.
I'm every night praying to the Lord that they break up. Please don't tell her I said that. I just cannot stand this man.
Ooh, tell us how you really feel, Kay. Better yet, tell Sophie. Back in Kansas City, Rob and his boys step outside for some air, and Julia, the woo girl, follows him outside and desperately asks for his number.
While I'm still not trying to... Hola.
Can I have your number?
You got my number?
Can I have your number?
Rob looks her straight into her glazed over eyes and says, "Girl, I ain't leaving. There's a bottle inside that I paid full price for that I'm gonna finish." She smiles like a lovesick puppy as he reassures her that he will come back inside and say hello.
I'm gonna come say hello.
For real?
Absolutely. Don't doubt me now. You don't start off by doubting me, you feel me?
Rob says it has been such a long time since he's felt this kind of interest coming from a woman. He has not made the beast with 2 backs in quite a long time, and here is a woman who is beyond interested in having him inside of her.
I mean, I haven't had sex in a long time, and I got a girl right here who seems pretty interested in me. I could scratch that itch.
Julia heads back inside, and Rob tells his friends that he has no idea what to do.
You see what I'm dealing with?
Seems like she's doing her right now, so only right that you do you.
Okay, that is an interesting piece of advice. Rob goes on to say that he really wants to try and be with Sophie, but he's not sure that she is capable of 100% reciprocating that. Reciprocate what? And don't you dare say that you need her to try as hard as you have tried, because you have not tried at all, bitch. Shut up!
Girls on him, everybody want to go home with him, and he don't even take advantage of every man's dream. He's crazy to me.
Damn! Rob has got some ass friends. If these were his friends growing up, no wonder he's such a dumpster fire. Quick story time. I have dated and broken up with a few men just because their friends were no bueno. For example, I had one guy who had a group of friends who were just racist. They were not subtle about it. It was not microaggressions. They were just wear your racism on your sleeve, racist. We were dating for a couple of months when I went to a New Year's Eve party to meet all of his friends for the first time, and one of his friends introduced themselves by asking me, "Do you read anything other than manga?" And then another one introduced themselves to me by asking, are you a Bruce Lee Asian or a Jackie Chan Asian? And then this whole group goes on to hurl aggressive homophobic remarks towards Justin Bieber on the TV. And I'm like, whoa, he is 15. Can we maybe like calm the f down? Anyway, the guy I was dating at the time thought all of this was insanely funny. And I was like, this is weird. So I broke up with him and then I went home. And then I was single for like 3 years because I was like, if I could date someone like that, I think I need to be alone for a while. Sophie finally calls Rob and asks how his night is going. And he's like, oh, it's going well. I'm just hanging out with the boys. But you know, I really gotta go.
Happy birthday.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, I'll talk to you later. Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Sophie is obviously feeling brushed off and dejected, so she heads back inside. She tells us that she does not want to call it quits 1 year into their marriage and that no girl on this earth is going to know Rob the way that she knows him. All they're gonna see is a hot piece of man meat, but her, she knows who he really is on the inside. And to that I say, that should not be a point of pride.
Rob loves me. He just pisses me off, but it's fine. It's fine.
Rob tells us that he does not know where his head is at because he thinks that that phone call felt a little manipulative.
Probably just thought up in her mind. I want to kind of mess with his head because maybe him going to the club means he's getting over me.
He says that he's confused because she says that she loves him, but her actions do not show him that she does.
I feel like Sophie is stringing me along, and what am I supposed to do? I don't know.
Oh my God. Can they just break up? At this point, I feel like we are the ones who are losing years off of our life watching the two of you be stupid. Rob is back home from Kansas City and he tells us that he just cannot do this anymore. He's already been back for a few days and Sophie still has not called him, so he hasn't talked to her since the club.
I really feel like Sophie's with my head. She told me she loved me, and of course she's still at K's. Same different day.
He tells us that he doesn't know how they're gonna fix anything if Sophie is never home and everything is always his fault.
Last thing I wanted was for this to not work out, but I did everything I could.
I honestly cannot believe that this man thinks he did everything he could. He didn't even do the basic, like he... You know what? I take it back. He did everything he was capable of doing. So yeah, you're right, Rob. You did do everything that you could do, which is not a lot. And that's fine. That's fine.
I hoped that I could get to that point where we could just start to function together, be normal, where I could just be her husband and she could just be my wife.
So he really thought that by getting married, they were just gonna wipe the slate clean. He didn't think that he had to apologize or take accountability for his actions to get back to 100%. He just thought that marriage was gonna be just a big old reset button. Rob texts Sophie and tells her that he's gonna be at K's and if she has any respect for him, she will come out and talk to him.
I'm about to break up with my wife. I'm about to end this relationship. It is very scary. I have to make this decision for us.
Let's head on over to Ashley and Manuel. It's a new day and Manuel, who I think was sleeping on the couch, comes in to check if Ashley's still mad at him. Spoiler alert, she absolutely is.
¿Sigues molesta conmigo?
¿Qué tú piensas, Manuel?
Yo pienso que tenemos que aclarar muchas cosas.
Manuel tells her that he talks to his ex once a month to talk to her about how his kids are doing, which Ashley says she completely understands, but she doesn't understand why he had to hide it.
Pero en cambio, a veces no quiero decirte porque tú te molestas, Ashley. Lo imaginas de otra manera.
He goes on to say that sometimes he just thinks it's better for him to shut the f up about certain things. Then he proceeds to give her the most genuine apology that we have ever seen on this show.
Te pido perdón por eso. No es mi intención lastimarte. Lo siento, mujer. ¿Sí?
Okay.
Manuel lets her know that the $1,000 he asked her for did go into his savings and that the $300 extra he asked for was for an IV treatment for his mother because of an issue she's having with her arm. He says he did not tell her because it makes him really uncomfortable and ashamed to talk about money.
Cuando tú no decirme que actualmente es el problema, mi mente ir en diferentes maneras, como estás haciendo algo mal.
Manuel starts to get really emotional and he says he doesn't know what to do because he just doesn't want to share what's going on in his heart because he doesn't want Ashley to feel bad. He already feels like a burden for having to rely on her for his family's livelihood.
I love the fact that he is communicating and opening up. It is kind of a big deal because this is all I've been asking for months.
Manuel tells her she has no idea how much he misses his family and his kids back in Ecuador, and Ashley reassures him that she is gonna do everything that she can to continue to help his family because his family is her family now.
Y dejo información que no te lo digo a ti, yo sé que eso no va a causar más problemas. Para adelante, ganándome tu confianza, ganándome tu cariño, tu amor y tus respetos.
Oh my God, this was so wonderful and so effing refreshing. Rob and Sophie need to get a pen and paper and take down some notes. Let's check in with Kobe and Emily. Not a lot happened with these two, so all you need to know is that Kobe and Emily are packing up to go back to the States. Kobe pitches the possibility of them moving their family to Cameroon for a year or two so that they can raise their kids immersed in his culture. Emily is not quite a fan. I do understand where Emily is coming from with her apprehension. It is a lot. I mean, she is super comfortable and settled in America, and it's a lot to leave all of your friends and family behind to move to a different country. However, that is exactly what Kobe did for her. Now, Kobe's biggest concern is he wants his children to grow up and learn and be immersed in his Cameroonian culture.
If they grow up in Cameroon at this stage, even for like a year or two, will really help the kids to understand Cameroon culture.
And Emily just keeps shooting him down, saying that they're gonna be way too young to retain any of the information if they were to stay in Cameroon for a year or two. Which is a valid point. I mean, I know a lot of people who won't even take their kids to Disney World or Disneyland until they're old enough because why would you spend a whole bunch of money and your kid's not even gonna remember any of it? However, instead of just shooting him down, I think it would be really great if she kind of geared it towards coming up with some kind of compromise or a solution. Like, talk about ways that you can incorporate Cameroonian culture in your daily lives. I mean, I get where his concerns come from. They have 3 kids together, they have been married for a couple years, and she didn't learn how to cook a Cameroonian dish until like yesterday.
It's frustrating because I'm the one giving up my family and friends. It's kind of like easy for Emily and her parents to say no because it's just comfortable.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. I hope you guys had a great time seeing what it looks like to effectively communicate with your partner. Thank you, Ashley and Manuel. A huge shout out to all of my channel members for their support. You guys are some S-tier pandas. If you like this video and you are not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing to this channel, and if you'd like to become channel members yourself, the link will be in the description below. I hope to see you guys for part 2, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!